Welcome to 2020. If you know me really well, you would know that when I'm saying things like Happy New Year, I'm usually a bit more excited and quite animated, and I have something to say. I'm quite a joyous one. But there's been a joke going around with my girlfriends, and we've just been saying, after what 2020 did to us, please, you come into 2021 humble, cool, calm, and collect. You just walk into 2021. You don't scream, you don't shout, you just appear in 2021. So if you're here, happy New Year and a happy holiday after Christmas and now the New Year. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to exist at such a time as this. But now that we've been talking 2020, allow me to just go back a bit and share what my 2020 was like. I remember we just come from fireworks, and preacher had just preached on the word audacious, and we were audacious. And then come March, we were humbled by things beyond us. Things like knowing fully well that there's things that we have no control over. And maybe my biggest lesson in 2020, my biggest lesson in 2020 was the use of reflection. Why we need to reflect. I can assure you, I always thought I was a reflective person, but then I realized maybe not. And hanging around with my friends, we realized, 2020 really is the year of reflection. I guess because we started to see life differently in a new way, I guess. We were home with family, our kids were home, and suddenly all the things that you thought about yourself no longer were the ones. If you thought you liked to party, now you don't party and you're kawa. Then you realize, maybe I don't really like to party as much as I think I do. For some of us, we spend a lot of money, and then during the lockdowns, we couldn't spend as much money, and we lived through it. And then realize, wait, hold up, I can actually save money. So let's talk a bit about 2020. If it's anything that 2020 taught us, it's the art of reflection. And if there's one time that I really reflected, it was with a friend of mine, Doreen Muhereza. Doreen Muhereza and I are very passionate about purpose and finding purpose and catalyzing purpose. In fact, we planted a church, Vive Church. Anyway, that's beside the point. We're really passionate about purpose because we've walked a journey together, while we were on campus together, and we saw what it means to slowly uncover and discover yourself and why you exist on earth. It's kind of like, Mark Twain said it so right. He said, there's two important days in your life: the day you're born and the day you find out why. And I'm telling you guys, the day you find out why you were born is one of the most important days of your life. Now, during the lockdown, as we were reflecting and learning on the use of reflection, we realized that there's so many people on social media who are going through a lot. They'd lost loved ones, lost jobs, lost friends. They just didn't know what was going on in life. And so they couldn't be in a place where they knew now what. Yeah. And I can tell you, for those that know their purpose, they knew now what. This was just a bump in the road. It wasn't a roadblock. It wasn't, no, we've stopped. It wasn't, now you can't move forward. No, this was just a bump in a road, and you just needed to find another way around if you knew your purpose. And so I remember we were talking and reflecting, and we thought, wait, hold up. why don't we create a course that can help people find out what their purpose is? And so we introduced in June the 5-day practical guide to discovering your purpose. And we worked with over 2,000 people finding out why they exist on this earth. And actually, it's up again. This 25th of January, you're able to actually take the 5-day practical guide to discovering your purpose. So in 5 days, by 30th January, you can actually know your purpose. So follow the link in my description box. It should be able to connect you directly to how you can access this course. But that's not why we're here. Let's just continue to talk about this thing, reflection. Let's talk about reflection. Let's continue talking reflection. So there's so many things that came to light about ourselves during 2020. And now that we're going into 2021, and now that we've started 2021, I wonder if you've harnessed the skill of reflection. And if you haven't, maybe let's reflect together. Maybe I can share with you how I reflect on a new year. There's 4 basic questions that you ask yourself. And I'm going to explain them later, but let me just say them as they are right now. 1, who am I? 2, where am I? 3, how do I want to be remembered? And 4, what more can I do? So let's talk about each of them. 1, who am I? It's those questions where when people ask you, you're just like, you've kind of overheard it and you don't think you have the answer. And so I think I found a way to simplify it. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. And maybe I can share with you and maybe it can help you answer the question. Who am I? And it's 4 basic questions. Under the question, who am I? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your likes? And what are your dislikes? If you can answer those 4 questions on a piece of paper, in a book, that's who you are. What are your strengths? Like, what are you good at? Like, what are those things where if they woke you up to do, you could do in like that easy? What are your strengths? What are you so absolutely good at? I'm good at talking. Hello. So what are you good at? What aren't you good at? What are your weaknesses? What are the things that you struggle with? What are the things that you need to improve on? That answers who you are. What are your likes? What are the things that you like? And what are the things that you don't like? Those 4 questions help you answer the big question on who are you? Now, it's not a one-worded statement where you just come up and say things like, I am A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. No. Who you are is more 360 than it is just a one-worded statement. Who you are is more detailed because you were made so intricately. So it's not as simple as just a statement. Who you are is as big as a book, as big as pages in a book when you sit down to write your strengths, your weaknesses, your likes, and your dislikes. Now, the things that I've done, like that have helped me answer questions like that, I've done personality tests. So you could do the Myers-Briggs test, or you could use the temperament test to help you find out more about your likes and dislikes. Now, when I found out things like I am choleric and sanguine, I looked at some of the strengths and the weaknesses, and then I saw, oh wait, that really is my strength. No, that's my weakness. You're right. No, that's a strength. That's true. So who you are lies in those 4 questions. What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your likes, and your dislikes? So that's question number 1. Who are you? Question then number 2 in reflecting as you start the new year. is where am I? Where are you in life right now? Where do you stand? In what condition are you currently in? Like, this is the first week of 2021. This is the second week. This is the third week. I don't know when you watch this. Where are you at? Where are you? You know what I mean? And there's 8 spheres of life that can help you reflect on that. And I'll share what they are. There's the physical sphere, the spiritual sphere, the social sphere, the emotional sphere, the environmental sphere, the financial sphere, the occupational sphere, and the intellectual sphere. So let's talk a bit about those. When you're doing your reflection, you need to ask yourself, where am I spiritually? Where am I in my relationship with God? Where am I in my relationship with a higher being that created me? Where is our relationship at? Like, where am I at? And I'm not saying things like, can you pray, Spiri? Do you know how to speak tongues? Are you? No. When you're gauging where you're at, you want to be as simple and as vivid. Is that it? As simple and as real with yourself, like almost you can feel and touch it. Describe your relationship with God now. Like, where are you at? Say it as simply as, well, I just pray when I'm in trouble. I don't know if he knows who I am really. I just know there's a God, so I just, throw a few prayers here and there. Or are you the one that's fasting and praying 6 times a day? Or no, 6 times a week? Are you the one that's leading prayer at church and you feel a certain connection with God? You hear from him when you ask a question. Like, where exactly are you at in your relationship with God? And make it as basic as, what if I ask you, where is your relationship with your mom, or with your dad, or with your sister, or with your brother, or with your child? Are you saying you call them every day? Do you send them money? Do you not? That's how basic you should answer that question. Where is your relationship at with God? That's the spiritual sphere of your life. And then there's a physical sphere. Where are you physically? Like, body. I mean, like, body, really body. Do you feel too skinny or too fat, or you need to lose weight, or you're just exactly where you want to be? Do you feel like you need to add more muscle or to add more fat? Or do you feel like, oh no, I need to take off this fat? Where are you inside your body? So how's your liver? How's your lungs? How are your small intestines, your large intestines? How's your brain? How's your outer body? Like, have you checked your breasts? Have you checked your genitalia? Where are you physically? Like, body-wise, where are you? And then emotionally, heart, where are you? Where are you with your feelings? How do you feel about life, or your feelings and emotions? Now, for many of us who go through some mental challenges, it's a very important question to ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And to be able to face what you're feeling at that moment. And it's maybe something that you might want to learn to do, to find out, how am I feeling right now? And so where are you at emotionally as we speak? As you watch this video, where are you at emotionally? And then intellectually, the brain, the mind. Are you growing? Are you not? Are you reading books? Are you not reading? Are you learning a new skill? Where are you intellectually? Can you have a conversation about oil, or the elections in the US, or the elections in Uganda, or the executive arm of our government? And I'm not talking you thinking about intellectual based on how you feel and how you think. No, but you've actually read on it, you've researched on it, you've looked deep into a topical issue. Like, how are you intellectually? Socially, the relationships around you. When was the last time you called your singer, your dad's aunt? When was the last time you communicated with your stepmother, or even with your mom or your dad? When was the last time you sat down to have a meaningful relationship with your child, your teenager, even your newborn child? When was the last time you took your brother out to dinner? Kudos to my brother who's actually filming this. I don't know, when is the last time you took me out, right? You're not doing well socially, my brother, not doing well. But anyway, so where are you at socially? Environmentally, what does your home look like? What do you feel when you enter inside your home? What's your environment like? So ask yourself, where am I at right now? What does your phone look like? Have you ever gone to someone's phone and you can't find anything? They're like, me, I can find. Their phone is always full. They're always removing pictures and deleting. They're like, how much clutter exists in your phone or on your desktop? Have you ever gone to see someone and they open their laptop and they're just like, friend, where do I find anything? Because the desktop is full of icons. You can barely, like, how much clutter is there? Where are you? Like, how do you feel when you enter your workplace? Do you feel like, oh my gosh, this is such a disorganized place? This is a place I don't want to come to again. I'm done. I don't want to work here anymore. Look at my neighbor who's in my environment at work. I don't want to be here anymore. Or is it a place where you go in and you feel peace? What's your bathroom like? Your bed when you enter to sleep? Or the plates you eat on? That's your environment. That's the things that are outside of you that help you to do life. Where are you at where it comes to your environment? So I need to review. Where have we talked about? We've talked spiritual, we've talked intellectual, we've talked social, we've talked environment, we've talked physical. Now we need to talk occupational. The occupational sphere of your life. Where are you in the work you do? When you wake up every morning, where are you? Do you love it? Do you enjoy it? Are you happy with what you do every time you wake up and leave your home? You leave the door, you leave the gate to go and work. What is that thing that you do, that work? Where are you at when it comes to your work? And then financially, now that you've worked, you've gotten money, or you've gotten an income. Where are you at financially? How much have you saved? How much have you been able to give? How much have you been able to invest? How much have you been able to use for your life? How much have you been able to spend? Where are you at financially? Are you ready for anything? Yeah. How many income streams do you have? Is a question, so where are you at financially? I need to see if I've missed anything. So we've talked spiritual, physical, emotional, intellectual, social, occupational, financial, and environmental. So we've actually covered the 8 areas of your life that you might want to look at when you're reviewing where you're at in life, right? So now you know who you are by answering the questions. What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your likes and your dislikes? You know where you're at by addressing all the 8 spheres of your life. Then the third question is, how do you want to be remembered? When all is said and done, you've either been taken by the rapture or you lie in a coffin 6 feet under, or you've decided you will be cremated and put in an urn. You no longer exist on this earth. How do you want to be remembered? What are they going to say about you? What's the world going to say about you? What are your children going to say about you? What are the people that work with you or have met you going to say about you? That's question number 3. And the last question that you might want to answer during your reflection kind of puts the first three together. The fourth question is, what more can I do with who I am to get from where I am to how I want to be remembered? Let me say that again. The fourth question is, what more can I do using who I am to get from where I am to how I want to be remembered? If you can answer these 4 questions, I bet you your 2021 will be different. Whether you're coming in with a hype or you're coming in politely. Either way, these 4 questions are bound to help you as you start your year. Until next week, when we cover another area of life, I can't wait to see you.